Hi friends, it's Deanna here today, and today I'm working on a hack. Here's my inspiration, and we're gonna try to get as close to it as we can. Let's get started. Alright, I am kind of stepping out of the box on this one. I am going kind of a different direction. So I love the way that it's got a straight neckline, and I love the sleeves. And there is a little bit of a trim here at the top and at the sides of the sleeves, and I kind of wanted to recreate that, but I don't really have the fabric to do so, and it's kind of giving me a hard time trying to figure out how to do it. So if you have a way to do that little detail on a band, let me know. Comment below and let me know. I'm gonna do a close-up here. It's like little scallops, and I don't know if I can just purchase a trim that already has that or not. And how would you go about doing that? Because I tried to do my own scallops on the fabric, and it just was not working. So we're just gonna have a straight band instead of the little scallops. Now I am going to be using the Summer Nights Romper. The Summer Nights Romper is an off-shoulder romper, but it's got this beautiful sleeve. So I was like, oh, that kind of looks like it, except for this inspiration has an actual sleeve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Summer Nights Romper, and I'm going to add a band here at the top, just a skinny band that's going to be kind of similar to the band on the picture. And then I'm going to do a band across the shoulder and attach the sleeve to the band. Now I've done the Summer Night Romper bodice and band, waistband, but I grabbed the bishop sleeves from the Cuddle Tunic dress. So I got those bishop sleeves and the cuffs for those bishop sleeves. And then I'm gonna make up my own band and my own bands to go around the shoulders. And I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna do that. All right, so I've got my fabric cut out. Here is my front and back bodice. These are my cuffs, so we'll put those aside. And here's my sleeves, so we'll put those aside as well. And we'll start here with the bodice. So what I did is I measured my bodice top, my neckline, from corner to corner in the top, and that for me was at 13. And what I did after that is I grabbed that 13 and times it by 0.85, because usually a neckline is about anywhere from 80 to 90%. So I did 0.85, which is 11.05. So I just went with 11, and I cut 2 straps by 11 by 2, because if you look here, we're gonna kind of stretch these out to fit, and that's kind of wanna make this front fit nicely, I think. So that's what we did for the neckline here. And I'm gonna be attaching those in a minute, so I'll tell you that in a minute. And then for the strap that's going around, I'm going to attach it here at the edge, and then the sleeve is gonna get attached right here to this. So what I did was I just measured from where my bodice should end to the back, and I'm going to attach it first and try it on and make sure it fits correctly, and then attach the sleeves. So I'll attach the sleeves at the end, just to make sure that it fits correctly. Now another way that we could do this is we could grab our sleeve, and here's my arm side here. So this is where my fabric ends. So I know that I've got this much more sleeve that I need to attach somewhere. You see that? So that gives me how much more sleeve I have here, and it looks about the same. So I think that that's gonna work perfectly. I'm crossing my fingers because I've never done anything like this, and it's not, you know, it's not a pattern. So we're gonna see. But you know what? If you don't try out what's in your mind and try to work it out and figure it out, how are we gonna learn new things? That's how I always do it. I just go for it and try it out and learn so much along the way. So let's get started. This is gonna be a super easy sew. The first thing we're going to do is we're gonna grab those straps that we created for the bodice, and we're gonna fold them in half, wrong sides together, and then we're going to attach them to the bodice, and we're just gonna stretch to attach, because they're just a tiny bit smaller than the bodice, so you gotta stretch a little bit. So usually, since it's not that much stretching and it's straight, I'm going from the one end to the other end and stretching, and then I'll stretch again and like catch the middle. and I'm gonna attach that on with my serger with a stretch stitch. I am using a Liverpool fabric. This is from Boho Fabrics, and I'm using a black Liverpool for the accents. This inspiration is like a sweater knit, but I didn't really have a sweater knit to use, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna use this beautiful Liverpool because I think it's gorgeous, and I think it's still gonna give me somewhat of the look that I'm going for. But if you all let me know below what you think about that edging, about that band, if I can figure that out, that would be beautiful too. All right, so I've got those. I'm gonna sew those on. After I sew those on, I'm gonna sew the bodice right sides together here. And I am going to attach the sleeves kind of on the round. So I'm just like gonna inset them in there so I can go ahead and prep the sides and prep my sleeves as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and prep my waistband. Where's my waistband? If I find it, I'm gonna prep it. Y'all, I cut up a waistband and I have no idea where I put it, so I may have to cut up another waistband. Does that ever happen to you? Am I the only one that ever happens to? There are my cuffs. Where's my waistband? I found it. It was on there, a pile of fabric over there. All right, so for my waistband, I'm gonna grab the two short raw edges and fold them right sides together to match them up and sew that up. We can also prep our cuffs by folding them right sides together and sewing the raw edge. And one last thing to prep is my sleeves. Now my sleeves will have to, we're gonna sew them, I'm gonna inset them, so we're gonna sew them on the round first. So I'm gonna sew that, sew the inseam up first. And then after I sew the inseam, we're gonna put in a gathering stitch. So a long straight stitch here at the bottom to gather this to fit my cuff before we attach. So we're gonna sew and put in a basting stitch here to gather. I'm telling you y'all, after I prep all this, then it's gonna take 2 seconds to put it together. Like literally, the next thing we're gonna do is put sleeves on, put the bands on, and we're done. Like, this is such an easy sew, and if it turns out how I'm envisioning it, it's gonna be so cute. And if it doesn't turn out how I'm envisioning it, then I'm gonna go cry in a corner. Just kidding. Kind of, sort of. Let's go sew all that up. Alright, I'm gonna lengthen my stitch and then I'm gonna put it together. It's at the bottom. Leave a tail so it can help you to gather. Alright, so now our bodice is pretty much completed. We just need to attach the band, and then we gotta attach our waistband, and we gotta attach our sleeves. Now you can go ahead and top stitch this down. Once I steam it, I haven't steamed it or anything, so that's why it's kind of doing this little stretchy thing, but once you steam it and put it on, it will fit nicely. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab the ones that are gonna be the straps, and I'm gonna fold them wrong sides together, and you can go ahead and baste them first if you want to together because you're going to attach them. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pin them here on the side. So it's gonna be, this is my arm side where my sleeve is gonna be connected. This is the end of that band we connected, and right behind it I'm just going to place that band like flushed to here to the side, and I'm gonna go try it on and pin it here, and then I'll pin the back as well. I want it to be fitted to my size, so that's why I want to pin it and try it before I sew it on. I'm gonna go ahead and pin the back of it as well on the other side and hope that it fits, and if it fits and it's nicely on there, then we're gonna go ahead and sew it on, attach it on, and then we'll attach the sleeve on. But I'm gonna try it on first to make sure that that fits good. It looks like it's a little long, so I may have to shorten it, but I'm gonna try it on first. That's why I'm trying it on. Now again, if you're sewing this for somebody else and you're like, oh, I really wish I could sew this for somebody else, how do I do that? You can grab your sleeve like I showed you earlier and measure it out so that the band is the length that you need for the sleeve. Or you can just grab your pattern piece for the Cuddle Tunic and go ahead and measure the arm side, measure the arm, the area that the arm is. Hold on one second, I'll show you. Let me pin this and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can grab your pattern piece and measure this area here, which is the arm side, the hole, and make sure that this area is the same size as the area of your Cuddle Tunic or whatever sleeve you're using to put on here. So make sure that that measure is the same so that when you go to attach it, it's gonna fit nicely. All right, I'm gonna go try this on and make sure that these are adjusted well, and then we'll come back and attach the waistband and attach these things, base them on. If they fit, I'm gonna go over to my machine and sew them on. I'm gonna sew them on with a straight stitch. So I'm gonna stitch like right here at the ditch and then right here at the top as well, just because I want it really, really secure. I'm just gonna do it with a black thread. But once you sew it here with, sew your sleeve on, it's gonna secure it as well here on the side. So it'll be double secured. I'm also at the same time gonna go ahead and prep all this stuff like the band and stuff. Actually, I'm gonna do that now because I'm gonna go try it on first. Let me go try it on first and then we'll attach the band, do the sleeves and all that stuff. All right, I tried it on and it fits great. It fits really good here. The coverage as well. I did make a size large, which I'm usually a size medium because I didn't want it to be super tight due to this fabric. But and I wanted it to fit more like a sweater, so I did size up. I want you to know that. So it's a little bit looser than maybe the intended fit for this pattern, but that's what I wanted to do. So I just wanted to mention that now. I think it looks really, really good. Let me turn to the back. It's good there too. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and move on by sewing those on. All right, as I'm sewing those on, which I said I'm gonna do a straight stitch and tack both of those on each side. And I haven't steamed it, so it's still kind of warping a little bit, so I gotta steam that down. I may top stitch that down, do a straight stitch or some kind of stitch, a triple stitch here to tack it down so it's not wrinkling on me after I steam it if it's still doing that, because this fabric's a little bit thicker. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and do our waistband. To do our waistband, we're gonna find the middle of our bodice. So folding the two edges right sides together and go to the front and back. And then we're gonna grab this guy here and fold it wrong sides together. And also find the back. Here's the back and the front here. And then the sides. And then we're gonna stretch to fit. Match up those quarter points and stretch this to fit. And this is kind of gonna blouse this top. Now if you don't want it to be too bloused, then you can make this waistband a little bit wider and then it won't bring it in as much. But I kind of want the blousing effect, so that's why I left it that width. All right, so here's our top that it's finished. Basically, now we're just gonna have to attach our sleeve after we get done putting that together. Now we're gonna grab our sleeve and we're gonna go here at the bottom where we put in that basting stitch. My basting stitch is a different color, so you can really see it here. We're gonna grab our cuff and we're gonna fold it right sides together, meeting those raw edges. As you can see, the cuff is a lot smaller than the end of the sleeve because it fits in on my cuff, you know, obviously, but it's not that big. So what we're going to do is find the half of it and we're going to gather our sleeve to fit. So we're gonna find the half of our sleeve as well and then gather it to fit our cuff by pulling those basting stitches. And once it's wide, enough or as wide as you want it, you're gonna spread out those gathers, and then you're gonna fit your cuff, and you're gonna attach it right sides together. All right, same with the other one. All right, let's go sew all that up, then we'll come back. All we have to do is attach the sleeves and we'll be done. So I'm attaching this band, I'm stretching to fit. I'm sewing it here at the top edge and then again here at the seam. I'm going over it and I'm back stitching over it again. All right, so I used a different color bobbin thread so you could see how it's just tacked down here at the seam and at the top. Can't even see it on this side. And now I've got this like arm side area here, so I can match up and find the top of it here. And then we're gonna grab our sleeve and make sure you're gonna match up the back with the back. So we're gonna match it right sides together. So we're gonna fit it into my bodice, match up the inseam here, the armpit area. Oh, I don't think I marked my top of my sleeve. Mark the top of your sleeve and match that up to the top of the strap that you have now created. And then you're gonna evenly fit your sleeve. Remember to keep the sleeve folded if you didn't baste it. Another thing that you could do here is add a little bit of elastic in between the strap, just to kind of give it more stability. We're gonna see how it turns out. Again, I've never done this before, so this might be a total fail once I attach the sleeves. And if it is, then maybe I'll take it apart and try it again, maybe add some elastic or whatever we gotta do to make it work. But I'm excited. I think it's gonna be super cute. As always, crossing those fingers and hoping for the best. Alright, let's go sew it up and then it'll be a moment of truth. Will it work? Comment below before you see the next few minutes and let me know what you think. Alright friends, it worked, and it also didn't work at the same time. The only thing is that I made this strap a little bit too big, too long, and I kind of realized that as I was sewing the sleeve on, the strap was bigger than the actual sleeve cap. So I think I'm gonna have to take in about an inch here of the strap. So what I'll do is I'll probably remove the stitches and shorten it and then attach the sleeve back on, even if I have to do a little gather here at the top of the sleeve. And I think once I do that, it's going to be just perfect. But other than that, it looks really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that little trimming here and then show you what it looks like. So when you're making your version, make sure that it's tight at the shoulder and not loose. I kind of left it a little loose on the strap because I was kind of pulling it down, but you want to account for it riding up and whatever, so you need it to make it a little bit tighter. So I'm gonna make it an inch smaller, and I think that should be perfect. I actually decided to make it a design element by folding the sleeve in to itself like that and having this little fluff here on the side. So what I did is I went to the shoulder, the top of the shoulder, and I brought 1/2 inch over in, 1/2 inch from the other side in, and then that equals out to my inch that I need to have here, and it gives me like this little ripple here on the sleeve, which I think is going to be really cute. So now I'm just going to tack this down here and here like I did on my band on my shoulder. All right, friends, we are done with this make. I think it turned out adorable. I decided to bring you out here with me as I'm getting ready to take some pictures of it.
I think this hack was perfect. It looks so good. I'm ready to make a few more. I want to make one with some sweater knit, so I'm ready for the fall. If you do have any ideas on how to get that technique on the band, let me know, comment below, because I would love to do that. And I hope you enjoyed this hack and you enjoyed this video. I love coming on here and doing hacks because I want to encourage you to get out there and try the things that are a little bit different that you're not sure about. You can do it. And if you have any questions, comment below and let me know. And if you have any hacks, you're like, could you try this out? I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit nervous. Can you help me out? Let me know below and I will be so glad to help you. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. The birds like it too.